Hi, I'm Doug Gentili. Most of you know me in the multi-ethnic ministry, and this recording is all about regenerating the United States, a spiritual revival in the United States, and it's just tied to four words. Four words to have a spiritual revival across the United States. Ethnic liaison, Roackaseen Valley. Now, a lot of you may wonder, those words mean nothing to me. What does that have to do with revitalizing our nation? Well, in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to describe how it's going to revitalize our nation. Let's start with the first two words, ethnic liaison. That is a concept which came out of the multi-ethnic ministry after lots of prayer in response to the racial division in the churches. There's still about 85% of the churches are dominated by one race or another. And that weakness, that division in the church has contributed to a weak church, and that weak church has not been able to counter the destructive secular forces in this nation. So we need not only a unified church, but an energized church. Now, what is ethnic liaison? It is bringing churches together, white, black, Asian, Latino, in a close consortium, maybe 5, 6, 7 churches together, to evangelize and serve in the name of Jesus Christ. Now, if anybody has any doubt whether this works, there have been ethnic liaison-like projects, larger scale, in places like Portland, Oregon, in places like Washington, D.C., the metro area, New York City, under the CityServe umbrella. What ethnic liaison does is it takes that concept and breaks it down in manageable, small consortia, strong cell groups of churches having cross-cultural fellowship to transform, to serve, and to love people. Now, how do we know this works? Well, God cannot be mocked. Where there's been a divided church and people in their racial comfort zone and not looking past their church property, there has been a lot of apathy in the church. But where you have these CityServe, where you have had these multi-ethnic outreach consortium, there has been lower crime rates. There have been people being loved and served. There have been communities that have been revitalized to the extent that in Portland, Oregon, an openly gay mayor was very supportive of what the Christians were doing there. That's how God can change the hearts of Christians, but also reach out and touch the hearts of people who don't have the Christian worldview. So in the ethnic liaison concept, we are, it's kerosene in a match. The kerosene is the churches is like a consortium, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 churches, not too large, coming together and representing Asian, white, black, Latino, and then you have about 15% of the churches in the U.S. are multi-ethnic. So if you have a multi-ethnic church included, that's just more kerosene, because what they do is they can share their experiences on how they became multi-ethnic. Then the match is when these churches come together and take on a project, a service project, in the name of Jesus Christ. So you evangelize with the written word, but you also evangelize in action. In James 2, it says faith and works are coming together. Unfortunately, there are a lot of Christians, especially high-profile Christians, who are great about quoting the Bible, about sharing the gospel, but they don't discuss anything about serving, reaching out in love. So a lot of non-Christians say, well, this is hypocrisy. They're just talking. Where's the action? Where's the love? You need to combine the gospel with mercy, justice, and love. And then that is God's way, and then God will answer that. So through these ethnic liaisons, you will see a transformed nation. All you need to do is set up a few of these around the country, and then encourage the churches to get out of the racial comfort zones and set them up, and then you will see transform nations, transform communities, and then transform the United States of America. All right. Now, let's go to the second term. What in the world is Roackaseen Valley? Let me tell you, I'm an author, and let me tell you how powerful God has worked in me as an author. For years, I wrote books. It was a hobby. I was raising a family. I was working a full-time job. I was doing other ministry stuff, and I was writing as a hobby, novels. I enjoyed doing it. I wrote 3 or 4 books, but they were not glorifying God. They had sex. They had some sex scenes in it. They had curse words, and God got my attention and said, no. And in a very clear message, you are going to write for my glory. It'll be family friendly. It'll be clean. It'll be 100% Christian in its context, meaning that there'll be a gospel message, but there won't be anything that offends God, any curse words or any sex scenes or anything like that. It'll be 100% family friendly. And right after that, God pointed me to an outline I had like more than 20 years earlier for a book, and I asked God, what in the world do you want me to do with that book? And he answered. He said he totally changed it around. Gave new plot, new characters. And I said, okay, God, I think you want me to write a book. I think this is what you're talking about, having the first family-friendly Christian book that I've written. So I started to write the book, and it was right after I was diagnosed with cancer. So I couldn't work a 9-to-5 job because of all the health issues. I had to have a flexible work schedule. So I was doing the ministry, so I could do the book as a flexible thing. And so I envisioned maybe 9 to 12 months I write this book, and God just showed His power. He just downloaded scenes and characters and dialogue. And I wrote that book in 23 days, 350 pages double-spaced. Now it was was an ebook. It translated to 250, but in its original draft it was 350 double-spaced, and I wrote that book in 23 days. I have witnesses. That's only an act of God. There's no way I can write a book in 23 days. So God had said, Doug, He made it clear to me that He has a plan for this book, and it's called Roackaseen Valley. And of course there were some edits and typos had to be changed, but the core book was finished in 23 days. So. And what's amazing about that book is God opened my eyes that there has never been in my lifetime a family-friendly, gospel-based suspense action thriller movie on the big screen, on the big Hollywood movie screen. Never in my lifetime. And He gave me a second book, a prequel to Roackaseen Valley, with the same character, the same U.S. president, to help bolster what I call the miracle book, Roackaseen Valley. So they're now on my website, www.racialreconciliationchurches.com, www.racialreconciliationchurches.com. And He has given me the energy, even though I have 2 life-threatening diseases, including incurable cancer, to try to get these books on the screen, and I'm giving these books away. I'm not. This is not a cash cow, get rich quick scheme for me. This is, I'm giving these books to a sponsor who can shake the money tree and get the books on the big screen. So it may be a Christian group, it may be a person with name recognition. They would keep almost all the money that I would be entitled to. I'll just take a small sliver for expenses for the multi-ethnic ministry. Not a dime will go in my pocket to buy some material thing for myself. These books are for God. So, I just wanted to share that. If anybody has any leads where I can get these books leveraged and sponsored, um, and break the glass ceiling for Jesus Christ in the suspense drama market on the big screen, because this is a way to reach tens of millions of people who love the suspense drama but never see the hand of God. In all these books, you'll see the hand of God. So we transform this nation with Ethnic Liaison, with the energy of serving and transforming the communities, and also reaching out to tens of millions of people who love the suspense drama market, but never see the hand of God is totally secular, totally vulgar, and we're going to break the ceiling for Jesus Christ in that market. That's all, and so please pray for that. Let me give you my email if you have any referrals, ideas on either Ethnic Liaison or to get these books on the big screen. My email is Doug, DOUG _Gentile, GENTILE @yahoo.com. That's Doug, DOUG _Gentile, GENTILE @yahoo.com. Peace and out.